Welcome back to another episode of The Back Office, and today is a little different than our regular scheduled programming. So today is a strategy session, which we've had in the past, but these episodes are some of my favorite because instead of just interviewing a business owner, we're sitting down to talk strategy. We're getting into the weeds, okay? And so today, I've invited Maddie Cheatham to come and join me as my co-host. She is a content creator, and she's worked with businesses in a really unique way. So I wanted her perspective for today's conversation because I think a lot of businesses are asking the wrong questions. They're asking the wrong questions when it comes to marketing. They're asking things like, what should we post this week? Should we make more reels? Should we hire an influencer? I've had people specifically come to me and ask for me to help them find influencers. And they're not bad questions. They're just not the first questions that we need to be asking in terms of marketing. And so in a little series I've been doing over on the socials, we've been talking about the makings of a successful marketing campaign. And so I thought this would be a fun opportunity to unpack some of those ideas while bringing in someone who lives on the content side of marketing. That's where she lives. You literally live there.
I live there.
So, Maddie, I'd love for you to tell everyone a little bit about yourself, what you do, and how you got into the content creation.
Okay, I love this question always. Hi, everyone. I'm Maddie Cheatham, and people used to know me as Maddie Star, and I have a wedding content creation business called Shooting Star Social, but many know me as Wonderfully Maddie. Side note, I praise God before I'm wonderfully made, and that's why I did.
That's where it came from.
That's where it came from. So when people call me Wonderfully Maddie, I'm like, you're right. Yeah, you're
that's
absolutely
good.
right.
I was actually wondering that. I was wondering that on the drive over today. I was like, I wonder where she thought of that.
And I've thought about, I have a name that I would want to change it to, but like everyone knows me as that now.
Yeah, that would be hard.
You know?
It's so funny because I was literally thinking about this. I was like, I wonder, because you've gone through a lot of life in recent years.
Oh yeah.
And rebranding is something, but I think it's harder. I feel like I know what it looks like for a business to rebrand, but I feel like it would be harder for a personal brand to rebrand.
Yeah, but it fits the brand. I'll tell you later. I'm not telling it now, so I might steal it. It fits the brand. But anyways, I've been doing content creation. Oh man, it feels like genuinely my whole life because I've always been the friend to capture the content and take the photos. And listen, I was on Zynga, then I was on MySpace, then I was on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok, and I was hesitant on TikTok, and then 2020, just reeled us in.
Just pulled you
in. So I've been there. So I always wanted to be a part of this world and this content creation world, and then I think I had the idea in like 2019, 2020 that I was single, really living my best life here in town, and I was like, every time I go to look for something to do in Tulsa, I can't find anything, especially on Google. Like anytime I would Google stuff, it just wouldn't come up. And so I was like, I'm downtown all the time. I know what's happening. I go to concerts. Like I'm in the know. Like, why don't I just like figure it out myself and then post it? So I posted. I did it on my Notes app and posted screenshots and then that blew up from there.
Who knew that was such an aesthetic thing to do?
Yeah.
Now I feel like seeing the Notes app is like so cute and aesthetic. Mm-hmm. So you did it old school.
Back then. Yeah.
And so you continue to do that now.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why people know me for what's happening in Tulsa, this weekend in Tulsa. And then I post a lot about Oklahoma businesses, Tulsa businesses, and then,
sometimes national
brands as well.
Which is always fun.
Really cool. Yeah.
Yes. So you've been in this a long time.
Reach out to me this morning, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Oh. Yeah. So we can be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the biggest misconceptions in marketing right now is that, and I want to hear what you think about this, is that people think marketing is content. Which obviously content is valuable. Mm-hmm. Content does help marketing. Mm-hmm. But when people say their marketing isn't working, 9 times out of 10, what they're saying is that their
Strategy.
social media isn't getting the engagement that they want to get, but they're not. That's not the same thing, because marketing is a whole machine, and content is a piece that supports the machine.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So marketing is so much bigger than social media, but I think it's so hard because social media is so in the forefront. Like, that's a lot of times people's first impression of your business. That's why it matters.
That's why it matters.
That's why it matters, because whether you choose to engage in social media or not, people are so, like, if they're looking for you, social media is one of the places they're going to go.
Absolutely.
So content is a great piece of marketing, but it is not everything. And so I think we've unintentionally created this culture where business owners feel like they're failing because they aren't posting enough, when in reality, you can post every single day and still not have a strategy.
Absolutely.
Have a strategy. And so when brands reach out to you, Maddie, can you tell pretty quickly which ones have an actual plan versus the ones they just are like, oh, we just need content?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What does that look like? Like, on your end of it?
Yeah, it looks like, well, I get a bunch of different emails where I get the side of people have never reached out to an influencer before. They don't know how this works.
Yeah.
They're just emailing me and they're like, we don't really know how this works, but we know we need you. And we know that everyone's recommended you. So I'm reaching out. What does it look like? And then they don't even know what to expect from me.
Which can be hard.
It can be hard because you're like, I'm pitching.
You're having to sell yourself.
Yeah, all this money, too, that you're going to have to spend, but you're going to spend it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Or I can tell when people really know what they're doing because they, they pitch for the date and when they need it by and contracts.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, clearly this is a part of a marketing campaign or a strategy of some kind. It's not random.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you do both. I mean, there are people who reach out to you just to have a random, maybe even for you to come in and just share an inside look at you interacting with their business.
Yeah, for sure.
As well. But then there are some that, for example, this is, I don't know how long ago it's been, but like Dutch Brothers was a national brand that you worked with, and they brought you on because they were launching a lavender something.
Yeah, lavender. It wasn't matcha. It was
some sort of lavender drink.
Lavender cold brew, I think.
So that very clearly was that was a marketing campaign that they built out, and they said, we're rolling out a new product. So we're going to bring in this piece, bring in this piece, bring in this piece. One of those pieces was reaching out to content creators to get the word out and to share about that. And I think every successful campaign starts with the one question of, what are we actually trying to accomplish? What is the goal? What is the target? Because if you don't know that, you don't even know if you hit it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the answer to that changes everything. So it could be launching a new product, selling tickets to an event. I also love the collaboration you've done many times, I think, with your What's Happening in Tulsa with a local credit union.
Yeah.
I think that they've done a good job of capitalizing on their partnership with you and then using it for campaigns, because off of that, you've springboarded off of that partnership. I'm just like dissecting your content here.
Yeah, that's fine. I like it.
You just springboarded off of that to do side things with you, showing your family life, you and your husband, budgeting, using tools and products that they offer.
Right.
So how did that partnership start with remind me of the name? It's Oklahoma Central
Credit Union. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out.
Not sponsored by that today.
Shout out.
How did that partnership start?
Yeah. Did they? So I'm assuming they reached out to you.
Yeah, they reached out to me in 2021.
So it's been ongoing.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is so, I'm sorry, I like to dissect these things, but that's what also is a huge win for them.
Yeah.
Because they didn't just do one thing with you and were like, it didn't do the impact. because one post, it could be a flop. It could go do really well. It could have unexpected results. But their long-term consistency is what makes me remember who it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah, so they reached out to me in 2021, I believe, because I don't think we were married yet. I have to go based on married year. And we sat down at Double Shot Coffee and we just chatted strategy and ever since then we've worked together every single year. they've been such a blessing to me. It's really insane.
So were you the first content creator they worked with? You were?
Yeah.
And so they came in with, what are some of the goals, like thinking back to that first conversation, that they came in like, this is why we are having this conversation?
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the things they wanted to do?
Well, they wanted to hit my target market. That's what they wanted.
With them as a brand or with them as their specific product? Do you remember?
With them as a brand.
Okay.
Yeah, they wanted the, I really reached the, we talk about this all the time, but I really reached the millennial and boomer. I feel like I merged the gap of the millennial and boomer and Gen Z. Like those people are watching my stuff most of the time. Gen Z, boomer, not the zillennials or not the what's below Gen Z?
Alphas?
Yeah. They're not watching my
It's
stuff.
okay. They're too young. They don't get it yet.
Yeah, but I'm merging that like middle ground of who's watching me. So and then it's a bunch of, now stay-at-home moms or families or
who've grown with you probably.
Yeah, and then singles as well. So they wanted to hit that target market, and I was the person to do it.
And then were you the one who thought of teaming up with them for what's happening in Tulsa, or did they?
I think I pitched that.
Yeah,
I think I pitched
and
that.
then it's just kind of grown from there because it has grown. Like I said, you did totally separate things with them.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you even did stuff like shopping with them and things like that. Mm-hmm. So great connections.
I love that because you're spending money all the time, but who you're spending it with, and they really have been so great to us. So yeah. I've loved that long-term partnership, and I think that's such a win.
Yeah, it is such a win.
Yeah, if you as a business having a long-term partnership with someone shows like loyalty. I talk about this all the time with Arc nails. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like people are seeing Arc everywhere because all these influencers use them, and they must really like it.
Yeah.
So I've never been, but it seems like a great experience, and I want to go. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So long-term partnerships. Mm-hmm. I think probably have the most lasting effect.
Yeah.
But you do have to stick it out.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you're not going to see every single post. We can't just look at one post and be like, was this successful or not? You have to look at the overall campaign, the long lifetime of that partnership. But, okay, another question. Have you ever worked with a brand that halfway through your process of working with them, you're thinking, I don't even actually know what success looks like for this campaign? Maybe even with like a video you're putting together, you're like, wait a minute, what are they actually wanting? Mm-hmm. And I think that probably, especially when you talked about people who've never worked with a content creator, that could probably happen pretty easy for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they might be looking to you to guide them through that.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's been a scenario exactly like that. I'm sure there has. But I know there's a lot of times where I'm like, okay, well, what do you want?
Yeah.
And they're like, just talk about it. I'm like, okay, do you want a voiceover? Do you want me? Do you want a vlog of the day? Do you want it to be all about that? Basically look like an ad.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And they don't know what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really when companies are working with you and they haven't worked with many influencers, that's really what you run into.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's important for people to recognize that when you are hiring a content creator, you're not hiring the content. Like you're thinking that you're just getting good content, but that's really not what you're getting.
No.
You are actually paying them. Yeah, they're going to create content for you, video, post, whatever you're asking them to do. But what you're paying for is trust, because that is what the content creators / influencers. I mean, are we moving away from that term? What are we using? What are you using?
I would say I'm a content creator. I'm not selling you a product.
An audience or
every day. Like I'm not linking a bunch of products all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think that's more. I mean, I'm okay with being an influencer, but I think content creator fits the vibe more because I'm creating content. Yeah.
Well, when people hire you, they might look at it as they're just hiring you for content, but what they might not realize they're really getting and what the value of it is the trust that you have put in the time, effort to build, and then that they're attaching themselves to you because people know you, they trust you, and they believe in your recommendation, and that's where the value is.
Absolutely.
I think businesses sometimes miss that. because it's so powerful to gain the trust of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's buying power.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So what makes you say yes to working with a business?
Well, first of all, they can afford me. No, first of all, it's if there's a budget and then I feel like if it aligns with what I already believe in, I already love and go to, or if I'm intrigued, if I haven't been there before and I want to try it out. Normally if it just aligns with you is what aligns with us is what I'll do. And I'm sorry, I got distracted.
It's okay. It's all right. But what makes you immediately pass on something?
A lot of the time when they're first of all like reaching for a gifted campaign, it's like immediate.
So what? Explain what that is for people who might not know.
Where it's not paid, which is fine sometimes.
Sometimes if it's something you were, I needed.
Yes.
I saw a content creator the other day who was like, I really want to work with fill in the blank because I really need this product.
Yeah, I need gutters. So
yeah.
If anyone wants to give me gutters.
Leaf guard. Here we go.
There you go. I need gutters. So if anyone wants to give me that, that's what I would work with. You know what I mean?
But other people might be like, we'll send you the skincare.
Yes, we'll send you the skincare if you'll do a reel. And I'm like, well, that doesn't add value to me whatsoever because you're giving me an $80 product when I do this for my living. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when you're coming to an influencer and being like,
and that is different too between an influencer and content creator, wouldn't you think? Because like some of the influencers, they're not necessarily making a living.
Yeah, true.
Not all of them. Some of them
you
are.
just gotta gauge who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But talking, gauging. This doesn't add up to the value of my content, and if it's worth it to me, maybe it's a big brand, and I'm like, okay, yes, I do want to work with them and I'll do a gift campaign. But if it's a smaller brand, and you're like, I've had this happen to me. Like Taco Bueno's been like, I'll give you a $50 gift card and you come do a reel, and you're like.
Which is, fun to be able to say I worked with that national brand because let's be honest, like looking at the business side of content, being a content creator, like you do have a portfolio to build.
Right.
But
absolutely.
Like you have to think, is this going to be ultimately worth it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, $50. Am I going to give my all for this $50 gift card? No, probably not. So let's just say no,
Right.
Yeah.
It has to make sense.
Yeah, it has to make sense.
So what do you feel like makes a partnership feel authentic? Is it just when it already fits into your daily life and family?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that and then like local Tulsa, Oklahoma businesses, that fits into my life already. And getting to be able to explore new places and meet new people, and that's what I love the most is meeting new people and connecting with people and hearing the why behind people's businesses. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
And why I love what I do. But yeah.
So
I would say that.
This is pretty specific. Have you ever turned down a brand even though it paid well?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And those reasonings were because of it not fitting, or
yes, absolutely.
Or were they hard to work with? Or give us the dirt.
Give us the dirt. I'm like, I've done it where it's like it was really hard to work with. I've almost like pulled away. Almost pulled away from a couple campaigns because we got in the midst of it, and I was like, do you even want me here? Why are we pushing so hard for all of this? Like
holding you to like, hey, when are you going to be done with that? Or
no, it was more like, oh man, what am I trying to say? Like the communication was really off, and I was giving them vision, and they were giving me they were coming back and saying like that's not what they want, but they communicated if that's what they wanted,
Yeah. So confusion.
Yeah, I'll give an example. I worked with an HVAC company a few years ago, and they told me to show up to this house and to meet with them. I thought we were gonna film content that day. I guess we weren't. We were just meeting at a house and watching them do HVAC. And I was like, you want me to film them doing HVAC on this random house? This is not even my house. Why would I film reel today at this house when this is not even my house? People are going to be like,
what's going on?
Why are we at a random person's house and not at my house? So it was like, this is not aligning. And the lady showed up like 30 minutes late. I was at this the owner's house just sitting there, and I was just like, what is happening? Like, I thought we were filming today, and I thought we were just meeting, and then we were going to talk about what we were doing. I didn't know I was filming.
Like your actual video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we came to an understanding, and we filmed it at my house. But it took this whole process, and I'm like, I wish we would have just communicated better.
Were they new to like doing
the marketing team for the HVAC company was new. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You know, collaboration, I think, is something that is super underrated by businesses. And that doesn't have to be with an influencer or a content creator. There's the word. It can be in general, because I think businesses get into where they're just thinking so independently.
Yeah.
But creating a mindset that is win-win and recognizing when you collaborate and bring others into it, whether it is a nonprofit or a community event or another business, a business that has a similar audience, or maybe a business that has an audience that you want to tap into.
Right.
That collaboration can be so beneficial because it brings everyone up.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be one person, but it might be a content creator. Like you said, you know who your audience is. If that in a business sees, oh, that's the audience we're trying to go for, that's where that natural partnership and collaboration would make sense.
Absolutely.
So what are some collaborations that you've seen that just made sense? Like you're like, of course, that went together perfectly.
Well, I just saw the Hailey Bieber Gap jean is coming out this week.
Oh yes.
And I'm like, oh yeah, she's so 90. Like the vibe of
she's
her.
Got the 90s
she's
vibe.
Got the 90s vibe. It's like, oh yeah, that just makes sense.
There are some that you see and you're like, where did that come from? Like, can I be honest? Yeah. This is one that I'm like, I haven't ever really fully made this connection.
Okay.
Why Kelly Clarkson and Wayfair?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we don't talk about her home stuff ever. Like, what?
No,
I've
because
never seen her design stuff.
She went through a lot. Yeah. That's all we're going to say.
Yeah.
But I've never figured that one out.
Yeah, like why? But she's just capitalizing on her.
Yeah. I don't know why. Because, that just...
Like Jessica Simpson and her shoes.
This is... I don't know if I can say that. What? Jessica Simpson in anything? Yeah. I don't...
Okay.
Is that rude?
No. It's understandable.
The camera person's shaking their head yes.
I mean, I understand.
Is that rude? I don't know. I'm not in on the Jessica Simpson stuff, so I don't know.
It's like Paris Hilton and the Motorola phone. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Like right now that she just did that campaign.
Yeah, and she's recently done some Hilton, which obviously Hilton like sense. Giveaway prize. Yeah. Duh. Okay, you're gonna do
I'm trying to think like Jake Shane's just did a bunch of like Poppy. That made sense because he talks about it. And then he just did Panera. I'm like, why Panera? I didn't know that you love Panera.
So
but
left field.
The aloe one, he just did an aloe campaign. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You work out there all the time, so that makes sense. You know?
So these are what you've got to think through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's like Maddie has chickens. Oh, of course she's gonna work with Atwoods. That makes sense.
Obviously.
Yeah. Like
let's do some more.
Yeah, like Maddie loves to talk about what's happening in Tulsa. Of course I'm gonna promote this campaign for this event this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. And you do like to make sourdough bread, so obviously
I want to work with Dalayna Farm. Exactly.
Dalayna Farm.
They've sent me some PR.
So we could capitalize on that.
Of course that makes
now
sense.
You need to start dancing and learning ballet. No, I'm joking.
Actually, did you know that I did dance? But
you did know clogging, was it?
Yeah. How did you remember?
I just remember these things.
That's crazy.
So a different term.
I'm a national champion.
Can we make a video about your version of like, what would, instead of Ballerina Farm, it would be like something else? What's a clogger? What do you call a clogger? Just a clogger? There's no nice name for that?
Yeah, there's no nice name for it.
Man.
It's Irish dancing though.
Okay.
I'm just a housewife now, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm a mom.
I'm a mommy. So what advice would you give to a small business owner who's never worked with a content creator before?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of something. You need to make a playbook for these people. So that
I love it.
when they reach out to you and they've never done it before, you
Yeah.
can send it and be like, read through this.
Okay.
Anyways, okay, that's it.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Side
We
note.
should do it together. I would say send them an email. Don't send me a DM. It's just more professional that way. Send them an email and then talk it out with someone before you send it and just be like, okay, what should I say? Talk it out with another business that you know worked with it.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you want to work with me,
yeah,
go talk to Jake's Fireworks.
Yeah, Jake's Fireworks.
Bixby. Or go talk to OCCU, or go talk to oh man, I'm trying to think.
Didn't you do? I mean, you've done a lot of just in between, but didn't you do Charlie's Chicken? No.
No.
Okay, that was someone else.
Yeah. No,
I
I
think
talk about Ron's all the time.
Where?
I talk about Ron's all the time.
Ron's. Okay.
Yeah, I love Ron's. I would work with Chick-fil-A as well, but they don't ever
Chick-fil-A.
work with influencers.
They don't work with any influencers.
No,
they need to break
so
out.
Sad. I know. I'm literally needle pointing a Chick-fil-A cup right now. Anyways, side notes. Okay. I would
HTO.
HTO. Oh yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, love them. Love them. Okay. Yeah, I would talk to them and reach out to their marketing. But anyways, I would just be like, this is the budget that I have. Can we work with this? And what does it look like to work on this budget? Like, do we have, can you post on your stories? Can we make a reel? What does it look like to post? Where can I sponsor this weekend in Tulsa?
Yeah.
What does it look like to work with you? And what do you think would most work for your audience? I think if you approach it that way and you've never worked with an influencer, what works most with your audience, and do we align together?
Right.
Those are the two things.
Right. Yeah.
So I would say bounce off of them, if you're talking to me, bounce off me, and we'll be like, does this work? Does this does this naturally work with you? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
How do we do this? And how do we make this successful for both of us?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that there's one thing that I'd love for people to take away from this conversation, and it is a successful marketing campaign doesn't start with asking, what should I post? Mm-hmm. It starts by saying, what are we trying to accomplish? Mm-hmm. Really getting clear on the goals. Because once you know the goal, then you know the audience.
Yeah.
Then you know the message. Then you know where the content fits.
Yeah.
Then you know whether a creator makes sense.
Yeah.
And everything else just begins to fall into place. So if you wanted to see a full breakdown of all of these, it was 5 parts of makings of a successful marketing campaign. You can go to social media and see all of those. But if you're listening and you've been feeling overwhelmed by marketing lately, I hope this actually takes some pressure off. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to chase every trend.
No.
Start with a clear objective, build a plan around it, and let every piece of your marketing, including your content, work together toward that goal. So, Maddie, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your perspective. I think you've given our listeners a really great, helpful look into what creator partnerships could look like and why they work and how they work. And so they're also a part of a bigger strategy. That is always an important piece. So thanks again for joining us for another session, a strategy session here on the Back Office. If this conversation gave you clarity, a new angle, or even just the reminder that you're not the only one navigating this, then it did its job. Take what's useful, move on it, apply it, and remember, no one has it fully figured out, but we are building anyway. And if you found it valuable, share it with another operator who's also building. You can always hang out with us in between sessions at Signify Marketing Social. I'm Dalayna Dillon, and we will see you back here next time.
Wanna hear you go.